What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today, we're going into some action between Lucario V STAR and Darkrai V STAR. They are brand new cards over in Japan, and we're going to be watching gameplay from this channel here, Tier 4. It is a Japanese channel that does a lot of Pokemon TCG IRL gameplay. I'll leave a link to their channel in this video in the description. We're only going to be watching Game 1 of their video today, and I'll be kind of reacting and reviewing it, but definitely check out the rest of that video since we are going to be stopping after Game 1 here today. We'll also have some deck lists as well. But let's review Lucario V STAR. Lucario V STAR has 270 HP, fighting type. Of course, it evolves from Lucario V. It has the fighting knuckle attack that does 120 plus 120 more, so 240 if the defending Pokemon's a V. And then Wave Surge Star is the V STAR attack for 2 energy. It does 70 for each energy on your opponent's Pokemon. Now, this translation says active Pokemon, but I believe the correct translation is attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, as that is what I have seen in other translations. Lucario V, of course, Lucario V STAR does have to evolve from Lucario V. It has Crush Punch that does 50, and you discard a special attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, and that's not too bad. It will be battling against Darkrai V STAR. Darkrai V STAR does 30 plus 30 more for each Dark Energy attached to your Pokemon, and then the V STAR Power is an ability that allows you to retrieve 2 items from discard pile to your hand. You also may see Holucha, Sparkling Holucha in this game, but I'm not sure it'll really be used much because it's only good against VMAX Pokemon. Its ability is while this Pokemon is on your bench, your Pokemon's attacks deal 30 more damage to your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. Now, there's also the Pickaxe card. It's an item that works with Lucario really well. Reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a fighting energy, attach it to one of your bench Pokemon, otherwise add it to your hand. So you get to draw the card if it's not a fighting energy, but you can also use cards like Primate Wisdom Oranguru to just set it to the top so that you can guarantee it being a fighting energy. Before we get into the deck lists and the gameplay, shout out to PotownStore.com, the best place to get PTCGO codes. Be sure to use code CELIO for 5% off, as well as CardTrooperGames.com, where you can find Brilliant Stars pre-orders for a really good price, and use code CELIO for 5% off there as well. PokemonCard.io, the site I'm on now, which also has articles and card reveals, also has all of my standard format deck lists. You can find that link in the description down below, and you could share your own deck lists on there as well. And be sure to subscribe to the Beast Coast Pokemon YouTube channel. With all that out of the way, let's check out this video. So in the beginning of the video, they are going to show us the deck lists, so we'll pause here. Now, they have the Primate Wisdom Oranguru to combo with that Gutsy Pickaxe. I believe it's called the Gutsy Pickaxe, which I spoke of. And they also have double turbo energy in this deck, which makes the first attack that does 240 to a V Pokemon a lot easier to use. And they can also use that Gutsy Pickaxe to accelerate energy. I think I would love to see a Cheryl added to this deck, actually, because you could Cheryl and then Gutsy Pickaxe and then attach for turn, and that sounds amazing to me. Let's go ahead and set this to a playback speed of 1.5 and continue on. We'll review the Darkrai list just for a moment here, but we did already see the Darkrai list in the other video like this earlier in the week. So here's the Darkrai list. I believe it's the same exact list that we saw earlier in the week with Arceus, Galarian Moltres V, that Sparkling Holucha, and some other cards as well. So let's get into this game here. We're going to be watching Game 1. And I believe Lucario will be on the right. And there we see the Lucario starting hand and the Darkrai Arceus's player starting hand. We got our Lucario versus Moltres here in the active, and the Lucario player is going first and gets that battle VIP pass. I have to compliment their editing again. It's really great, and I'm definitely going to be taking more influence from this channel's videos for my own gameplay videos. So they're going to go ahead and Primate Wisdom a card to the top, attach a double colorless or a double turbo, and that is the Champion's Path Lucario V that they have there. And you'll notice those number cards on the table with like that 5 there. That means that that player has 5 cards in their hand. They do that to help telegraph to the audience how many cards they have in their hand. So here we have a Galarian Moltres being benched. Let's see if they have energy for it. They do have 2 energy to attach to it. Very nice. A Training Court, a Double Turbo, and then a Crobat for a full 6 cards. You love to see that. Ultra Ball away, Dark and Dark Patch to grab Ditto. Did they get? Yeah, Ditto. V. The deck is running really well. They'll go ahead and retreat into Arceus Double Turbo, and they're going to use that Arceus Double Turbo attack. It gets to accelerate 3 V energy to your Pokemon. I'm sorry, 3 energy to your Pokemon V, however you like. Really, really strong. The player 1 with Darkrai is already off to the races. But Lucario V Star is very aggressive all on its own. It doesn't really need a lot on the board like Darkrai does. So they're going to go ahead and quick ball for another Lucario V. Use Training Court to get that energy back and then evolve it. Then they're going to use Altaria to put a supporter card on top of their deck. And they could just go ahead and grab that with Primate Wisdom. So that's a really nice combination. Notably, Darkrai V and V Star are weak to grass. So actually, Lucario V and V Star versus Darkrai V Star can actually be a pretty even matchup on paper. Although Arceus is weak to fighting. They're going to go ahead and Primate Wisdom, get that boss's orders that they just put on top with Altaria. And they're bringing up the Darkrai. And now knocking out that Darkrai means that they won't be able to evolve into a Darkrai. Unless they activate the Ditto V's power to turn it into a Darkrai, which they could easily do. Because player 2 does not have a Path to the Peak in play. Player 1 would never play Path to the Peak. So they can just use that transformation ability. So I actually think player 2 should have gusted up that Ditto V Star, but maybe they just wanted to show off what Ditto V can do and the functionality of it. So a lot of energy on the board. Those double turbo energies are not going to count towards Darkrai's attack, but they are going to activate the Darkrai V Star ability and get an Ultra Ball and a Dark Patch back from their discard pile, and then Ultra Ball away a Dark Energy and a Darkrai V for a Crobat. And then I believe they're going to Dark Patch to that Galarian Moltres, which is why they retreated prior to doing anything else. And then Dire Flame Wings, and then Crobat V. Or actually, no, that wasn't a Dire Flame Wings, was it? Yeah, that was a Dire Flame Wings. That's a manual attachment for turn, and then a research. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like they're already doing 280 damage. Now 300 damage, potentially? They had another energy come down to the Moltres. I'm not sure what it was from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the 30 base. So they did, they did 270. Okay, yeah, they weren't doing 270 before that extra energy. Maybe it was a dark patch that I missed. They have a hefty hand of 8 there, but they do take the knockout on Lucario V Star. Okay, they're going to go ahead and Training Court for an energy and then put it on top of the deck. I love it. After getting the supporter to the top that they wanted, now they're going to use Gutsy Pickaxe to look at the top, reveal it if it's a fighting, attach it, and if not, draw the card. So really great synergy there, putting the supporter on top, getting the supporter at the same time as setting up the Gutsy Pickaxe. Attaching Choice Belt to the Lucario and Research. They're going to be looking for a Double Turbo and a Lucario V Star here. Quick Ball away Battle VIP Pass for a Crobat to keep on drawing through the deck. And a manual attachment for turn, which is just going to be the basic fighting. But that does mean that they'll be able to use the V-Star attack this turn. And that V-Star attack will do, gosh, like 600 damage, because it does 70 for every energy on their board. If they are able to get that V-Star. Okay, so we're going to see a hard retreat into the Mew. Definitely nothing of the sort that you would like to see. For another Gutsy Pickaxe and just a pass. So that's very unfortunate for the Lucario player there. The prize count is 4-4. We have a V Star, a 2 prize game going here, all Vs and V Stars. So player 1 does get the boss to bring up the Lucario and knock it out with the Darkrai V Star. Player 2 here bringing up Altaria with free retreat. And they're going to have to get a Lucario V Star going here to knock out that Darkrai to have a shot. You see player 1 has 10 cards in their hand. So, of course, player 2 is going to put Marnie on top of the deck with Altaria and then switch it with a Fighting Energy with Primate Wisdom. Rodham Phone to set something that they're about to draw with Marnie. Hopefully a Lucario V Star. Attach Double Turbo, and then Marnie. Player 2 evolves that Lucario V Star. And they'll be able to use the V Star attack to do an astronomical amount of damage. $680 damage was dealt with that V Star attack there. 70 damage for every energy on the opponent's board. So it is now an even game, 2-2, but all the opponent will need is a boss's orders to bring up that Crobat. Let's see if they have that. We see them using Dire Flame Wings. Oh, and then a retreat. Can they just knock out with this? That does 220. No, so they don't have boss's orders in the hand. That Marnie hurt them, it would seem. 220 with the Galarian Moltres non-V. And there's a boss's orders to bring up a V Pokemon. And they'll be able to just take the easy knockout. The Altaria fetches the boss. Primate Wisdom to get it into the hand. Boss's orders. And knockout on the Crobat with Lucario V Star's first attack. And that is game 1 going to the Lucario V Star player. These V Star matches are really exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I am thoroughly enjoying them. Let me know if you enjoyed this kind of video, and go click the link in the description to watch the rest of this video. That was only game 1, so they at least have one more game in that video to check out. Between Lucario V Star and Darkrai V Star, which one do you like more, Lucario V Star or Darkrai V Star? I think Darkrai is definitely going to be the popular fan favorite. It's not that I don't like Lucario, but I have to go with Darkrai. You know, Darkrai has that power that lets you get back 2 items. It has the Turbo Dark classic attack doing more damage for every energy on the board. Gotta go with my boy Darkrai. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you next time here on Celio's Network.